Hello, and welcome to Mr. X's TTRPGs for Idiots. I am your goddamn master, your game master for tonight's game. Tonight we are starting Cyberpunk Red for the first time. So, alright. It's a raining evening in Night City on the afternoon of February 2nd, 2045. But it's no normal rain. No, clay particles that collected in the atmosphere from orbital strikes some 20 years ago gather in the rain clouds. This causes the skies at times to weep great torrents of thick red rains like ghastly showers of blood, like some cosmic entity spilling its literal guts above the city. But this is a place already soaked to its core in blood. Jesus Christ, dog. And the people in it move through these blood rains like a typical Thursday. And it is a typical Thursday. Each of you is currently somewhere in this blood-stained city. Some of you might be getting ready for the next big job, performing a gig, or kicking back and enjoying your hard-earned eddies. Kurt! What is the name of your character?
My name's Homie.
All right. Homie, you are currently on the docks in the Watson Development District. You and a few other fixers have thrown together a night market. You've been patrolling around the market, getting stocks of the wares on sale, and ensuring everything is running smoothly. The sound of clacking metal grinding against metal as gun merchants demonstrate wares can be heard around every corner. The smell of grinding metal and drying blood drips out from Ripper Dock stations. The myriad of colors painted on flesh and steel from tattoo artists, splashes of neon manifested into holographic art, solos standing nearly at every corner of the market, paid with good money to keep the wares safe. Plus, a few nomad families have stake in some of the goods here today, and no one wants to draw the ire of the nomads, so there's not even a whiff of funny business. And, wait, I lost my place. And it's in this sense of security and as this sense of security and fulfillment washes over you, your agent sounds off. The sudden sound startles you a bit, but you quickly answer the call. Part of you is expecting it to be someone within the market complaining about a penny pusher customer or a drunken altercation. However, you instead find a familiar but an unexpected caller. Familiar insofar that you know who this person is, but unexpected because this man is a big player in the city. Maybe bigger than you feel your reputation warrants a conversation with. But how you play that off is up to you. But this is Mr. X. The Mr. X. Rocker boy turned solo and then finally fixer in his later years. Mr. X is an older gentleman with graying hair, visible scars of war, and an eye patch over his right eye. In his mouth hangs a black vape pen that resembles a cigar. A red cyberhand reaches up, and the pen withdraws it as Mr. X speaks. "You're Homie, right? And that confirms one of your fears. It would seem he didn't dial the wrong number trying to get someone else. He really does want to speak with you. How would you like to reply?"
Good evening, sir. What an unexpected call that I did not want. How are you this evening?
Give me a second. I need to make some adjustments on OBS. Okay. Me? Well, you'd have no reason to know this about me, but today is in fact my 53rd birthday, and as if like some cosmic gift, I've been given a gig today that by a fairly influential person. However, I've also been a big fan of the little guy, the underdog, the up and comer. That and mostly I just don't want to deal with it today. So I've looked over the details, and it's a glorified milk run. Now, I could bother my people with the job, but like I said, underdog and whatnot. That's why I'm passing the job off to you and whatever crew you assemble to take care of it. If you kids manage to pull this gig off, you'll impress me and the client, which I assure you both will be beneficial to your futures. So the gig is being offered by an exec that works for Arasaka. Her name is Minamiya Marie, first name Marie. She wants a team to recover a piece of tech and data that's been sitting in an abandoned lab in the middle of a hot city. Like I said, milk run.
That's right. It is milk run. How far and how radioactive?
Well, now this Marie woman, she wants to meet the team and give a detailed briefing. One thing that she asked up front, though, was a discreet team. As we all know, Arasaka's actions within territories outside of Japan aren't exactly looked upon kindly. That's why she's reaching out to edge runners to complete the job.
What team, Mr. X? I don't know what you're talking about. Where can I meet him?
So, yeah, remember, keep your team, your crew tight and make sure they understand discretion is the better part of valor. The only people that ever know who's involved are your crew and the Arasaka woman. Once the briefing is over, I plan to totally forget about it. Okay, so once you've contacted your team, have them meet at the No Tell Motel over in Westbrook at 2200 hours. That's where you and your crew will get all the details of the job. Just remember, keep it quick and quiet.
I already forgot. Somebody please write that down.
What?
I already forgot. Somebody write that down, please.
No Tell Motel, Westbrook, 2200.
Well, thank you, Mr. X, and it was a pleasure not seeing you. Happy fucking birthday.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Now, a little meta on that one. Was there any more information I could have or should have?
So basically, he now sends you a text message with that information I gave you like before the game. That little page of shit. That's the information on the job that you get from him. To sort of choose how to fit the other people of the crew into it. So, now,
What was after Westbrook, real quick? I got No Tell Motel Westbrook.
2200.
2200 hours, so 10 o'clock.
You emailed that to you, right?
Or it's in like Skype.
Is it in Skype? Yeah, that's fine. I'm having some trouble. I'm having some trouble finding it.
Okay, it might be shared with you in Google Docs. Or like, yeah, Google's.
Is it easier? Could you just send it to my email real quick?
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Gmail. I'm not showing your information on the screen right now, so. Okay. Shadow, what is the name of your character?
There you go. Okay. Well, I will. I'll go and type. Okay, so I guess I will not consult AI. I will consult my
Dimitri?
AI and my agent, and I will say, pull up my address book. And what do I got in the way of? I'm gonna need a solo. I'm gonna need a med tech. I'm gonna need a net runner for show, and I could possibly use a nomad, maybe Gooner on the wheel. And then of course, he'll be the last one I call. He's got loose lips.
Yeah, so the Nomad, John's character is coming in with the blood pack that is already being hired by Arasaka to provide extra security for transport.
Oh, so later. Anyway, I would like to. So I was consulting my AI, minus the driver. I'll call the gunman, the medic, and the.
Okay, I emailed you the PDF. All right, so Dimitri, a fellow solo and friend who goes by Vanguard, has offered to pay for a meal as you two exchange stories of your recent jobs. There's a small stand within the container shantytown you reside that serves authentic ramen, authentic in quotations, because yes, it's prepared in the traditional Japanese style, but That's about the only legitimate thing about the dish. But that doesn't matter much since nothing in is truly real in the dark future. You and Vanguard sit under cover within the ramen booth, shielding you and your food from the slick blood rain. As you both eat and exchange war stories, you both take notice of some commotion to your back. You tried to ignore it. The two of you can tell what the source is. Galahad, another solo, and his Knights Templar, small up and coming gang. Galahad is obsessed with finding the proverbial modern day Holy Grail and making it big, thus the nightly sub theme. I think they're all talk. Vanguard shrugs with his eyes before chowing down on another clump of noodles. However, you keep your eye on the bunch. You've always been a fan of the circus, and the clowns seem especially rowdy tonight. Maybe they're drunk or they downed a couple cans of Smash. But as you're watching them, Galahad shoves one of his so-called knights. The man stumbles back and bumps into Vanguard, causing the solo to spill his ramen all over the counter. The drunken clown stumbles away with a laugh, but Vanguard releases a growl as he stands. "Hey!" he calls out, grabbing the man by the shoulder as he walks away. The knight turns with a drunken smile on his face, only to have it removed by Vanguard's rather large fist. One hit, and the punk is out, sending a resounding silence throughout the shanty town. All eyes are on Vanguard, and Galahad's eyes don't show any hint of remorse towards the solo's actions. Galahad looks back to you and he says, "You gonna help me with this?" As Galahad motions for his goons to attack. What would you like to do, Dimitri? Yeah, it looks like at the moment people just got fists out. No one's pulling iron. All right. So go ahead and do everybody's favorite and roll me initiative.
Am I there?
No.
Don't worry about it then.
Everyone is going to be doing their own little micro solo adventure for the beginning. Okay. So,
The D10, right?
yes, D10.
Like initiative bonus, or just what's on the pick?
So it's based off of reflex, and then you went with the Wolvers, right? You didn't get the speed gear.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you would be adding a +6 to your initiative roll. Yeah, it's just based off of reflex, and you don't have any like other sort of modifiers adjusting it. All right. Yep. Let me finish rolling initiative on my people's. Okay, so what did you get? Oh shit, damn it!
Well,
You got a 12. Okay.
Yeah, disconnected.
Yes, I.
Glad to hear you're back. Always healthy.
yeah, could have been better.
I mean, it's still. I mean, it's good that you got that out.
I agree. Oh, what's this? Sarah. No idea. She doesn't really play.
All right. So there's a bunch of characters at the end of the table if you want to try to find one for yourself. Shadow.
Pick one.
I have no idea.
Six out right here.
I was this dude Bozo. Wasn't I Bozo when we first did the run?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Underneath the eight nose.
Go Bozo.
I don't know.
Pyro. I don't know. Trying to get a character that would kind of look like my character, you know? But, alright, I'm going Bozo. Fuck it. Why not? Yeah, Bozo, he's all over you, sir. I don't know, I put it over here with these other three.
Yeah, right here is Vanguard, so you'd be like in the next to this booth with him. Yeah.
Better if you need to.
All right.
Fight.
All right. So, as you get up from your seat and posture up with Vanguard, Galahad is the first to go. He's gonna boom come up, and he's gonna go after Vanguard for hitting his boy. Oh Jesus, that didn't stay in the box. All right. Oh wait, I'm looking at.
I did have a slight in there. I wanted to make sure it sounded good.
All right. Okay. And then Galahad needs to evasion. That didn't stay in the box. Ooh.
How dare you?
All right. So Galahad goes in, swings at Vanguard. Vanguard ducks his first punch. And then Galahad goes for a second. And Vanguard dodges the second. So next would be Vanguard. He's gonna take 2 swipes at Galahad. Okay, let's see. He'll actually probably get him on that.
Matthew's watching porn right now. Funny thing is, his camera's off, so we can just see the back.
My camera should not be off. So I can't
So-
back into the game, so
I don't even see the game.
Okay, so 6.
I like that one.
All right, Galahad gets hit in the ribs once by Vanguard. Vanguard goes for another strike. But Galahad manages to dodge the second attack. So next would be you, Shadow.
Okay, doke, yay. Just go for it, simple punch.
So that'd be a D10 plus your brawling skill.
You can do it.
Was level or base?
Base.
Alright, so... Oh, crap. What did I roll?
Oh, right. I need to roll evasion.
Roll the ass's hat.
You ready?
I got a 12.
16.
16. All right, you hit him with your first punch. 2d6.
No armor soak or anything then off of melee?
I'm just gonna ignore armor for this one because like I don't yeah 9. Otherwise, like he'll be like beating on this dude all day just trying to fucking get through his armor. I think.
I got you.
Hey, we got Matthew back.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Try my best to keep notes.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to as well, at least locations and names, but...
How'd you know about the parts that weren't there?
Exactly.
I don't see you online, John, so I can't invite you.
Yeah, I tried to join a bunch and it just says timed out every time. So I just restarted my computer. Try again.
All right, so you have you can send out 2 punches, Shadow.
Alright, fuck it, I'm going fancy, I'm going with an uppercut. Listen, bent over, hit him in the gut.
Hit him with a jab. Kick him in his ass.
19.
So you just rolled a natural 10?
Yep.
So you get to roll another d10 and add it on top.
Oh, dude, the way the damage stacks on this gets ridiculous. Critical hits and critical, like, you can lose an arm.
And 14.
So 10, 5, and then what was your brawling skill?
9.
9, so 24. Yeah, he only got a 10 on his dodge, so go ahead, roll damage.
2d6 again?
Yep.
Oh shit,
8. All right. He's just barely standing. That definitely rattled his brain in his noggin. So his 2 goons are gonna come up. So one of them's gonna attack you twice, Shadow. So you're gonna make 2 D10 rolls, and add your evasion skill. It should be like near brawling.
base again, right?
What?
Base again, right?
Yes.
Did 2d10 and
What? So just one at a time. I rolled my first one. So what'd you get on the first one?
Top it up. So that would be 17.
Okay, 17. All right, he misses with his first punch. Now my second one. What'd you get?
21.
Yep, he misses with the second punch. And then the other guy is going to take 2 nabs at your buddy. He's going to miss on the first one. And then maybe he gets that on the second one. Okay, so it's brawling. 9, All right, he misses on the second one. So then back to the top. Galahad is going to take a punch at you because you're the one who just fucking knocked his clock off. So yeah, 2 punches coming at you again. Shadow, roll evasion. I got a 19.
15.
All right, so he's going to hit you once. 11 damage. You're wearing armor, so he's not going to do any damage to you. And then second punch. I'm pretty sure he missed. I just got a natural 1, so I have to subtract shit. So yeah, he misses on the second punch. Nice. All right, yeah, you nimbly dodge him. He is just like so much blood is in his face from the 2 hits you did to him. He can barely see shit. And then Vanguard is gonna try to finish him off.
Yo, combat.
Yeah.
Your numbers are like fucking almost 1,000.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I just happened to look up there. It's like straight 9s and not moving.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's what it is for mine too. So I don't know.
I
All right.
just tell you.
No, it's pretty stupid. I'm like in and I can see the hands and shit, but it's like not letting me pick a color. Well, you're doing better than I am.
All right.
You can figure out how I can see them.
So, Vanguard swipes once at Galahad. Galahad dodges, but then he follows up with a uppercut just like you, Shadow, and just like takes the guy off of his feet and he lands on his back. And as Galahad goes down, his remaining knights all collectively looks amongst themselves. They turn back to you and Vanguard standing over Galahad's unconscious form. Then all of them turn tail and scatter to the winds. Vanguard lets out a contented grunt as he crouches over Galahad. The solo starts rummaging around his sleeping victim's pockets. Aha! Vanguard exclaims as he finds a wad of cash. Vanguard stands and returns to the ramen stand, slapping the bills on the table. Another bowl for me and my friend. As you walk up and sit next to Vanguard, your agent goes off. A call from your fixer, Homie. So if you guys want to role play that, like him, like Homie and Vanguard, or Dimitri.
When is this motherfucker gonna answer his goddamn phone?
What the hell do you want now?
Hey buddy, how you been? I got a job. You interested?
You know how this works. Give me the details. Stop shooting the shit.
Alright, I got something just is gonna talk to all of us coming up. I'll send you the deets. I gotta get to everybody else next. Hey, by the way, why were you late last week?
My concern, not yours.
That's good. Bye. Later. What's your name?
I hung up.
No, that's perfect. What was your name?
Dimitri.
Dimitri. Sorry.
All right, Josh, what is your character's name?
Scarlet?
Scarlet? All right. All right, Scarlet. Cutting through the smoky haze of the Solaris Club, you head out of the front entrance. You just finished scoping out the dive bar. Seems like an easy gig. The place isn't packed with booster gangers or execs, so nothing should get out of hand. Unless you want it to. As you step out into the rainy evening, you spark up a cigarette, you flip your hood and turn on out into the streets. Just before you turn off into an alley, you hear a woman's voice. Hey, Scarlet, care to give me a light? You turn up to see a tall young woman with long velvet purple hair tied back in a ponytail. Her hourglass figure is stuffed into a sparkling violet mini dress. Falling off her shoulders is a fur-lined coat with a gold-trimmed handbag looped on her right arm. Maybe it's real, but as the woman holds up a cigarette towards you in her golden chrome fingers, and judging from the other little bits of cyberware scarring, you imagine it's as fake as her. But despite that, you see a glimmering of innocence in the girl's smile, a gripping dazzle in her eyes. The air around her seems to bubble like champagne. She's like a black rose in a blood-soaked wasteland. But that leaves you to wonder, Uh, as you pull out a lighter, how long can this pretty little thing live off the red? The girl takes a drag, but her body fidgets, betraying her anxiousness. I'm sure you hear this all the time, but I swear I'm your biggest fan.
Sounds like you're already in love with her.
That's how she sparks off the conversation.
What?
Have I met
What
her
now
before
that
also?
everything just got
Uh,
air is bubbling around her.
um, her face looks kind of familiar, but like no name comes to mind.
And is there any way I can insight check? I guess.
Yes, human perception.
Okay. Let me do. Let's see. So
Hey,
human perception.
hey, hey, Zach.
Right
Ask
side,
my character sheet. I can't get into TTS.
second group down underneath social skills.
What?
Low.
I could add a 13 to that. Oh shit! Then I'll roll for this.
No, it seems like we literally switched roles.
20. Got 20 on that shit.
20. All right.
Any ulterior motives off the top? You know.
Uh. Hmm. 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 No, it definitely seems like the jitteriness of her body is definitely like she's like she's starstruck. You've seen this many times before with people. Like people just like your charismatic impact. Just like some people, they go crazy. They go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and right now you're her bowl of fucking Cocoa Puffs.
All right. I'll grab her hand and um fucking pull her in and then fucking whisper into her ear something to the effect or well let's see if you can last the night.
Hello.
Ooh, slick.
Hi.
Uh, her face turns like flush red, and she definitely falls a little weak in your arms. But she kind of withdraws away, and she says, I'm sorry, not tonight. I'm still on duty."
Disappointing.
What? On duty? What?
And
Or I'm still on the clock.
okay. All right, I'll pretend that didn't happen then. All right, and I won't have any questions. Still disappointed. Um,
Ah, what? On
huh.
the clock? I mean,
Hmm. Yeah, I guess what are you working? Where are you working?
Um.
Where are you working,
Water down there.
It's
Lass?
extra hot to do it on the clock.
Yes, it is.
uh. She kind of just like gestures at her general figure, and she says, "I'm sure it's pretty easy to tell what I do."
I knew it. I knew it. She's trying to throw it at you.
Uh. But my line of work comes with a few benefits, you might say, and to try to prove that I really am your biggest fan, I want to I want to prove that I can help you. I deal with all kinds of clientele who let little bits of information slip that maybe you can find some use for.
I do like information, but it's the cost that's more important most of the time.
Um,
All right, but
n- no cost.
yeah. What?
No hires. Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, what do you have for me then?
Cost of your fame.
Um, Nothing at the moment, but maybe maybe you give me a call down the line.
So exchanging of contact information, which I was already thinking of doing. So
Uh, yeah. Uh,
if it's the easy cyberpunk thing, it's just like go blue eyes and fucking here's my number.
uh, Kurt can do that. The rest of you can't. You actually have to pull out your cell phone and type numbers. You fucking barbarian. No, I'm kidding. So yes, the woman grabs your hand and pulls it out towards you as her other hand withdraws a neon inked marker from her bag. The hand with the marker pulls up your sleeve and writes down a 10-digit number on your forearm, along with the name Aikawa Rin. Don't forget about me now. Rin flashes you a smile and then turns away.
Is she of Asian descent?
Yes, yes.
Shit. Is that a Sokka ninja?
Very good for not being.
Maybe she was a starstruck assassin that was like, this is my target. This is who I get to kill. This is gonna be awesome. No, she seemed pretty straight up. Aikawa Rin. AIKAWA space RIN.
That's real.
I am not keeping track of all that. I'm already lost.
All right. So she says, "Don't forget about me." Rin flashes you a smile and then turns away. As you watch her stroll away, Rin turns back. You see that gripping light in her eyes as she looks up and down, biting down on her lower lip. Then Rin turns away with a giggle that you can't hear, but you can feel. The quiet night is then interrupted by the sound of your agent as your fixer calls, "Homie."
Don't answer.
Ring, ring. Is that what you said? Oh, well, I'm the
Didn't I say look, you pin my problem on somebody else?
I ruined a perfect meeting. Excuse me. What's your name again? I can't remember.
Scarlet.
Scarlet.
Scarlet. Scarlet, come on, baby. What's a bad meeting for you anyway?
Well, what do you have? What do you have for me?
Anyway, I got a job.
Just
Are
not
you
my day.
interested?
Yeah, something to liven up the night would be nice.
Right on. Well, I got a meet coming up. I'm gonna send you the details. Hey, this is hush. Don't go about your usual business.
I'm only big lip for the message.
Or Baton Rouge. Our fixer in Baton Rouge.
Or
I
yeah,
know
or
all about
batting
you.
them lips at, potential suitors.
Nice. How you do?
Anyway, stay whatever famous people do. Do your thing. Bye.
Bye. Good boy now. Sorry, gotta get into the accent.
Man, I should have fucking asked you about the meeting that just got fucked up. I was implying that you're rich and famous, so you don't really have bad meetings. That's from my perspective as a person.
He is not rich, kind of famous in select circles. When he's like a level 10 rocker boy, yeah, he's famous.
Live the rocker boy life.
Starting out, you guys are gonna help me, my career. It'll be great.
Overdose.
All right, John, what is the name of your character?
Joe Nathan.
John?
Joe Nathan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Samson?
What?
Sick.
Samson? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Samson. All right, Samson. Your rig slurps through the blood-coated, caked road of California State Route 1. The moist ocean air is a welcoming change from the dry, dead states consumed by the massive desert storms in central USA. As you kick in the wipers, streaks of red smear on the windshield like a booster ganger at 100 miles an hour. In the distant horizon, you can see the tips of Night City's towering structures. There's a snap of static before a voice comes over the radio. Hey, you guys want to make things interesting? You turn out your window to the source. A fellow Delta runner, Rose, who joined you along with Tiny, for a quick delivery job to Colorado. Tiny, the Delta hauler, comes over the comms. Can we not do this today? Oh, come on. Just a quick race. Last one in the city pays for drinks tonight. Rose eagerly explains over the comms. However, you turn your gaze to Tiny in his off-road armored SUV. The two of you just shrug as you knew the terms the moment she said, hey. You do realize I'm in a vehicle built for power, not speed, right? No, you wouldn't know that because I bring this up every time, but you still propose these stupid contests. Tiny complains. Hey, maybe it'll be like the tortoise and the hare. Me and Samson will be so focused on each other, you'll just clip by us. Ever the optimist, I see. Every time I take part in one of these races, I end up paying for drinks. I mean, back me up on this, Samson.
Yeah. Seems like it can't keep up. But that's her own fault. That's what she thinks.
So are you agreeing with Tiny about the race being stupid, or with Rose wanting to race?
Lisa somehow gets roped into it.
Yeah.
This is me right now. I'll be right back.
I don't see a problem with either. Why don't you just keep both of them as friends, right? Yeah. One race couldn't hurt.
Well,
Yeah.
well, you two can have fun. I'm sitting this one out. Hopefully the two of you crash so this can be a lesson about your own goddamn egos. Tiny says through the intercom. You can hear his head shaking in his tone. Line us up, Rose jeers as she starts banging on the top of her car to ease off the gas and pulls up beside you. Tiny whips in front of your two vehicles and also begins to slow. You and Rose get bumper to bumper with Tiny's ride and lock eyes as the tension builds. Then Tiny skirts away to the side. You and Rose put the pedal to the metal. Roll initiative. Yes, plus your reflex skill. Oh, sorry, not skill. Just your stat. So ref, right in here is this one.
Reflex?
Yes,
Oh, okay. So 13.
13. All right. She got a 12, so you're the first. So basically, the way we're gonna do this is like instead of like tracking actual distance, the way I'm like doing it is like the race is broken into like 3 legs, and in each leg you can make like 3 checks to try to gain an advantage in the race, and then like you can try to do some like try to pull a pit maneuver on her, and then if you win the pit maneuver, then she like falls behind in the race essentially. Or you can be like, I see like this fucking obscure jump up ahead that'll like cut off some of the fucking distance so I can just go in a straight line while she's going in a loop. Like you can decide to do shit like that, and if you succeed, you'll like get farther ahead of her and win the race potentially.
Okay.
So as Tiny pulls away, you both hit the gas like at the same time. You got just a little bit of an edge over her. What would you like to do to try to hinder her in the race or make you go fucking that much faster?
Make myself go faster. So I roll based on one of my skills.
Yeah, it'll be drive land vehicle, which is in like the right column near the middle, I believe.
Yeah. Alright, that's a 10.
Yeah, to your D10. Okay, so yeah, let me pull up the driving rules. So what exactly are you trying to do to sort of get ahead of her? Are you like taking a shortcut, or? I mean, yeah, you can totally try to do a pit maneuver.
You use gear shifting.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. All right. So yeah, I'll say with a 15, like, do just getting tight gear shifts. Like, yeah, she, she's fallen up behind. So you are one leg ahead of her in the, or one increment ahead of her in the first leg. So second action, what would you like to do?
I'll do perception. Look for shortcuts.
All right, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, perception, I believe it would be. The fuck?
Is this one of those like skill challenge things?
Somewhat. I like driving is a little weird. Especially if it's just like a contest. Like I said, I don't want to just sit here like keeping track of um going like 50 fucking spaces each turn with a person's car and then like having the exact road layout. I just wanted it to be a little more cinematic where it's like you can decide like, oh, there's a big fucking bend in the road coming up and I'm just going to like rocket myself in a straight line to like the other side. It's like I totally am like cool with people like deciding shit like that to for the cool factor. This is Cyberpunk after all. Oh fuck. Supposed to be wearing these the entire time.
Nice.
Helps with these goddamn fucking studio lights in my face, that's for sure. All right, John, what would you like to do next?
Well, I rolled an 11.
An 11? What are you trying to achieve? You are ahead of her a bit.
The perception. See if
Oh, right, perception. Yeah, there looks like you can't see its full potential, but it looks like there's something that maybe you can dip into and it'll cut some like distance off of your target, but it could also be like you could end up in a fucking maze and you're trying to like work your way through seeing if there is actually a shortcut through here. So there's potential, but there's also a risk. So that's your second action. What would you like to do for your third action?
take the shortcut that could be there, right?
All right, yeah, go ahead, make another drive land vehicle check.
Uh, 22.
All right, yeah, you dip into where you saw the shortcut, and thankfully, like there was a bit of a bend in it, so you couldn't see like where it ends. But once you get past that bend, it goes like straight on towards like Night City, and you can see Rose is still like up on the highway or whatever on the road, and is like sort of hooking around. So you have now definitely put a good amount of distance. So in the first leg, you are definitely winning. So yeah, now you have three more actions in the second leg. What would you like to do first? If you don't have anything, then I'll like try to make some weird fucking driving check with her to try to catch up with you.
Yeah.
All right. She's gonna
Yeah, I'm too tired to make the other.
she's gonna like brute force her way off of the road to try to like get into your little shortcut, so she's like at least behind you a little bit instead of like going off in a fucking different direction.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll fucking roll for drive land vehicle. Just kind of make sure she's directly behind me. She's catching up.
Okay. Yeah, she succeeds. She's behind you now. So, second action of the leg, you can try to just like keep in front of her in like tight spots to make sure she can't like pass you easily. So, go ahead, make another drive check.
15.
All right, 15. I will say that's going to be contested against hers. I think her driving skill is just a little bit lower than yours. No. Oh, unfortunately, she finds a nice little spot and is pulling just a little. She's not quite right next to you, but she's starting to actually get to the point where she might be able to pass you. So third action of the second leg, what would you like to do?
I roll for perception to see if there's any obstructions in the road.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
So, things I could use.
Yeah, go ahead and make another perception check.
9.
Things are, I mean, yes, there's a lot of obstructions, but not one you feel like you could like try to juke her into at like the last moment and she wouldn't be able to avoid. It seems like she's got as keen an eye out for dodging things in the sort of dirt road that you guys are on. So, final leg, she's still behind you. You still have the lead, but 3 actions and then the race is over. So, first action of the third leg, is there something you would like to try?
A brake checker.
All right. Yeah. Let me look at the DC for sudden stop. But yes, this is something you can do. So yeah, go ahead, roll drive check.
Okay.
22.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So you stop, but she manages to also stop without losing control of her vehicle. But, yeah, you're still ahead of her though. So second action, third leg, what would you like to do?
Do the gear shifting.
All right. Go ahead and roll drive.
16.
She got a 20. She is now side by side with you. It is the last little bit before you guys reach city limits. What would you like to try to do?
So I guess I'll try to fit maneuver.
All right, make a drive check against hers. 20. 19. All right, so you're you guys are side by side heading towards the city, and then you start to peel back a bit. She comes over the comm. She's like, "What? Is that all your machines got?" And that's when you swing in, hit that back tire, and just send her fucking spinning. So, as she comes to as she just starts spinning, she's like, just starts like fucking banging into like the head of the her car, just like swearing up a fucking storm. She's like, "I almost had you. I'll get you next time." And then the three of you gather back at the edge of Night City and head back to the rest of your pack. The Blood Pack are held in a container shanty town in the Rancho Coronado district and at the south edge of the city. The group has secured a nice section of the shanty town that you pull into and leave your vehicles. Someone in the pack will always keep an eye on the rigs so you can leave them with no worries of break-ins. As Tiny departs to his abode, Road turns to you and says, "Let's go get that drink." As you begin to follow along with Rose, a voice calls out to you from behind. "Samson, Alpha's got a job." You turn back to see Ratchet, the pack's quartermaster, approaching. He wants you to take point on this one. A crew is assembling tonight, so we need you to head over to the motel and get the deets. Come on, we were just going to have out for drinks, Rose complains, and sorry, Ratchet shrugs. Duty calls. So you then head off to the meeting point. You don't have to talk to the fixer. You'll kind of meet him at the meet out.
Whatever, like, I have a question about that. I don't know this motherfucker, but I do know.
You've worked with the Blood Pack before, so
Okay, so I just, they just, yeah, they just hate me. That works.
He fucks the driver, as they say.
all right. So Emmett. A few fixers have thrown together a night market in South Night City. A few fixers that have thrown up a night market in South Night City sent out an offer for help to Ripper docks and the like. They're looking for people willing to aid in the installation of newfound cybernetics and other surgical operations. So far, your night has been pretty simple. Body sculpting job here, a cybernetic upgrade there, a quiet night. Just as you begin to wrap up your things for the night, someone bursts into the station you're running. You turn over to the door and see two men, one slung over the shoulder of the other. The man being carried is bleeding profusely from a shrapnel wound to his gut. The other looks fairly beat up as well as he shuffles to the operating table. "You gotta save my partner, Doc," the lightly wounded man says as he hoists the other onto the table. "Goddamn boosters," the man yells as he begins to pace around. "We're almost out of there. Where the hell did those chrome junkies get a fucking rocket launcher anyways?" What would you like to do? All right. So this is a bit of a course in like how fucking treating people's wounds will go. All right. So trauma team.
I think he was supposed to learn that before he became the medic.
Well, I am teaching Matt how to do it. His character already knows. All right. So treating injuries. All right. So.
Man, I got handcuffs and leisure wear. Let's party.
All right. So, first, what you need to do is stabilize them. So you can make a tech plus first aid or paramedic skill. I'm not sure what your paramedic skill would be. I think it's like... It might be like a skill that's not listed there. It's like an extra skill that comes from being a med tech.
First aid tech. It's like there's paramedic also. Yeah.
Okay, good.
What does the times 2 mean? It's like paramedic.
Any skill that says times 2 means it takes twice as much experience to level it up. It means it's a much more difficult skill to learn. All right, so yeah, you can make a first aid skill or a paramedic, whichever is higher. So basically, yeah, roll the base for either of those skills, add it to a D10. Which one do you want to stabilize first? The lightly wounded guy or the dude with like a helicopter blade sticking out of his gut?
I mean, probably the guy who's in the worst shape.
Yes. Okay.
Got the better chance of dying immediately.
Right.
So D10.
Yes, D10 plus paramedic, and it'll be the column that is base, the greatest number, essentially.
Oof. 9. And my first aid. So is this stat or base?
Base is what you will add to it.
So
19. All right, you're able to get out, pull the shrapnel out of him without like just gutting the dude, and mostly able to stop the bleeding. So now, all right.
Finish him. I mean, finish it.
I mean, I'm not quite sure how you're gonna pull a blade out.
Oh wait. So
Helicopter blade.
for an object, just do a quick fix. Okay, so the foreign object is still in there, so he's like not quite dying yet, but maybe I'm doing this wrong. Do you have to fucking clear the critical injuries first before? I don't know.
Her doctor.
No.
Somebody who
It
doesn't
says
know
like
doctor.
stabilizing.
Take a minute. Figure it out.
Okay, so yeah, you stabilized him, so now you can do another paramedics or first aid check to remove the foreign object. Basically, rid him of the critical injury state that he's suffering from. He is also suffering from what seems like a concussion, so he has 2 critical injuries.
Nice.
Shook it. 5, so 15.
15, alright, you're able to get the helicopter blade out, and then if you want to try to get rid of the...
Who's playing with their drone next to this guy?
right. So now you can also do another quick fix, first aid, or paramedic for his concussion.
Tiff, quick, get over there. Doctor has sweat on the forehead.
So that'd be 18.
All right, so yeah, you are able to get him the right dose of pain meds to alleviate the concussion. I am obviously not a doctor, so I don't know how exactly you heal a concussion, but he's better now.
Pulled you out of critical, and I'm gonna slap you.
In the back of the head.
You could kill him by doing that, I'll tell you. So yes, he's unconscious. His critical injuries are healed. So, okay. All right. So yeah, he is stabilized and not suffering from great injury. Would you like to see after the other guy?
Sure, yeah, let's take care of him.
All right. He just needs he is not suffering from any critical injury, so he just needs to be stabilized. So yes, first aid or paramedic.
So that'd be 9 plus 14.
Oh yeah, you were able to just kind of put some alcohol and some bandages on his scrapes and whatnot, and he's good. He's good. Yeah. He says okay, so you wipe you wipe the sweat from your brow as you take a step back from the patient. Is he still? Wedge pauses, almost angry with himself to imply. You give a nod. Wedge holds down a smile, instead giving you an intense look. We both owe you a life debt, Wedge explains. We need to get out of Night City for a little bit, but when we get back, you'll be the first to know. And if you need anything, once the heat on us dies down, you just let me know. Wedge then hoists his partner over his shoulder and begins to leave. A part of you might want to stop the two, but your logical brain tells you it's better this way. You don't need lawmen or booster gangers wrecking the market in search of those two. As you accept you've done everything you can, a sound takes your attention. Your agent, as your fixer calls, homie.
Well, how you doing? I hope you're having a calm evening.
Well, I'm covered in blood, and that's about as calm as it ever gets. What do you want?
Oh, well, I guess I'll just try to keep you in that kind of situation, I guess. How about you come down to that place at 2200 that I already know and you do too now?
The No-Tell Motel in Westbrook?
That's what I said. Anyway, how you been doing, man?
I've been bloody. Very bloody.
It sounds like you need to go address some trauma. I'll let you go.
Alright. I'll see you there.
All right. So, Spider, correct?
Yes.
All right. All right, this should be the pace, Barrett says as you two approach the lone house out in the boonies. The large, dark-skinned solo accompanying you on this job continues. The intel says this house belongs to a doomsday prepper. The two of you huddle down just below the soft ridge leading to the home. As you peer over the edge, you both eye the perimeter of the house. Rain patters against the hood of your jacket as you peek through the blood rain. There, Barrett points, you see skittering around the corner of the house a black spider droid with a glowing red sensor eye. The rain scatters off the metal plating, and a light crusting of clay is building on the chassis. But despite that buildup, the little droid seems to move unhindered. That's one of the spider droids patrolling the property. If this guy can afford a couple drones, he's got to have something juicy in that bunker. I'll watch your back while you try to shut those things down. They'll be worth more if we don't shoot them up. Keep an eye out. There might be another one of those things around. Barrett raises, and the two of you creep towards the house to find the entrance to the bunker. What would you like to do?
Can I do a scan of the place to see where I can log in to try to hack the spider guys?
Yes. So that would, I believe that's a net action. Okay. After trauma team is net running? No, it's before trauma team. Net running.
Yeah.
All right.
So my interface is 4 because that's my level.
Yes. Okay,
So I got 6.
scanner. You use, okay, so scanner is a meat action to find the meat space location of an access point to any net structure. Okay. The higher the check, the more you spot from further away. It's up to the DM's discretion. So, you got 9 plus 4, so a 13.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, plus 4. Oh,
That's only 6.
Okay.
Again?
I think you need to change the circumstances from your current position. Like, you guys are right up next to the house. You cannot currently. Your scanner seems to. Maybe the dude, since he was a doomsday prepper, maybe he had some fucking lead installed in the walls. Maybe it's like fucking with your signal or something. You're not sure. But you can't find an access point from currently where you're standing. So you'll have to, like, move or something, get to a different position to try to send out another scan wave. So that was your meat action. So you still have your, basically in this, you have an action, which is like fire a gun. With you in net running, you can do like up to 3 or 4 actions at the moment. But like that'd be your action. 3 actions. So yeah, like you, but that would be your one thing aside from also moving in like a meat space. But yes, so you've done your action for scanner. You can still move if you would like to.
Yeah.
But there is the potential of skittering little robot drones around the place.
Can I do a perception roll to get an idea of where they're at?
That would have to be your action, so you would have to wait to your next turn.
Okay. I'm gonna try to stealthily move forward.
I think that would also be your action, is to stealth. You can still move, but like it would have to be your action to try to do it stealthily, I believe.
Okay.
So if you just want to like hold for now, like maybe because Barrett, he'll go after you. Maybe he'll do some like scouting, like perception check on his turn, tell you like, hey, coast is clear, go into the building or something like that. So,
okay, I'm gonna wait.
all right. So Barrett, he'll look around the corner, and yeah, he turns back to you and he says, looks like it's clear for now. And then he tells you that like the front door is just around the corner from where you guys are. So then you can go again.
Okay. I'm going to stealthily move towards the door.
All right, go ahead and roll stealth. should be in like the middle column, I think.
14 is my base.
Nice. You are very, very
So
sneaky.
that's 21.
21. All right. You are able to slip into the building. It's dark. There's no lights. It's also late at night and cloudy and stormy out. So can't really see anything at the moment, but you're able to get in, and it looks like there are no drones in the immediate vicinity that might want to shoot your face off. So Barrett is then going to try to sneak in on behind you. And he comes in behind you. He makes a little bit of noise. You both pause for a moment. Doesn't seem like anything's coming after you. You can go with your turn.
Okay. So we're at the door now?
Yes, you guys are just inside the house.
I'm gonna make another scanner check.
All right, yep, go ahead.
Oh, I thought it landed on one for a second. Yeah. We're rolling good. I need a new scanner. I forgot to charge this one.
All right, yeah. Again, like you're just not able to pin down a signal on anything. Barrett's gonna make a perception check, looking out for.
Serene.
He looks around. He doesn't see any drones, and then he takes notice of something on the wall. He's like, "Hey, is that an access point?" And you look over, and yeah, that looks like an access point. You may go.
Plug in here.
Okay.
Yes, you can easily move over to it. And is jacking in technically your action, or is that just like a free action?
I think it's a net action.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. All right, so yes, you jack in for the first net action, so you have 2 more. So yes, the way this works is it's like a sort of elevator building that you're going through. Well, when you plug in, you start at the first level, so it's like a box that you start in, and then you have like a down arrow that tells you can go to the next level. And sometimes it won't always be a down arrow. Sometimes it's like you'll have to skirt off to the side and there will be like multiple branches in it, but it's like you're slowly trying to work down. As a net runner, if you want to plant like a virus in a system, you need to work down to the bottommost level of it. But it's like it's really weird. It's like a weird side extra mini game that a net runner gets to sort of do. So as you jack in, the first thing you encounter in the net structure is, I think, classified as a demon. Is it a demon, or is it just black ice? It's just black ice. Okay. So.
He's saying black ice, not black guys.
Black ice is a lot scarier.
Yeah, okay. Never mind.
All right. So, I need to read up. I should have done this before. Okay, encountering. When you encounter enemy black ice laying in wait in an architecture, you roll your interface plus any speed bonus you have active. So I don't think you have any speed bonus active yet, but you potentially could activate. And then plus D10. So roll your interface in a D10, and then I roll for the black ice.
Okay, I'm just taking a second because I had some programs I had to do this or that, so I'm looking through them real quick.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That went off the table. I think I lost that dice forever.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Just my things.
All right. All right. So, yes, roll a D10 plus your interface score.
Okay,
7 total?
yeah. We're
Okay.
not rolling
All right, so as you jump into the net, you encounter a wisp, and it is going to deal some brain damage to you. You take 4 points of damage direct to your brain, so that gets through. And then what?
You said 4 points?
Yes.
Okay.
And then your net action, you lose 1 net action because of this thing.
Okay, so that's 2
Okay.
net actions with my 3, so I still have 1 more.
Is then placed into the initiative queue at top, number 1.
Something that are gonna recycle then too, like return or whatever.
It's like a virus, in a sense, in the system that attacks intruders.
Well, all right, yeah, but I just mean like, is it gonna be like a turn by turn thing for the net running stuff? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yes. Like, a net runner can go into initiative with you guys and, like, do net running as you guys are in the middle of a combat and shit. If that answers your question.
And then each turn you get like your 3 net actions back.
Yeah.
Or whatever?
Yes. They get each on each of their turn they get 3 net actions, or 1, as a net runner calls it, meat space action.
Okay, so...
Turn yourself off and turn yourself back on. She'll be good.
Couple smacks from the doctor and I'll be okay.
Hello.
All right, so you can attempt to slide, which is to flee, like basically slip past the
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to do that right now.
Okay. All right, so the program's perception.
It's a D10 as well, right?
Yes. Slide check against.
Hey, look, I can run away. Maybe. It's a 9. Plus 4, so 13.
Highest roll yet.
All right. I got a 5. So you were able to slide past it. All right, so
Now he's just gonna be there lying in wait.
yes. All right, so comes back to your turn. It's not aware of your presence, so you can start going down the elevator some more.
Okay, I am... Let's see, is pathfinding an action or a... well, that would be...
That's a net action, so it is one of your net actions.
Okay, so I did my 3 net actions.
Yeah, after you did the slip, since you're the only thing that really matters at the moment, Barrett's like covering you outside, like he'll shoot drones, but as he said, he's trying not to do it. So we're just gonna worry about this. Since you slip past that virus, there's nothing I have in initiative that I can go against you with. So you're back to 3 more actions. So.
Okay. So I am going to do Pathfinder.
Okay.
Get up on the map.
Yeah, go ahead and roll interface. D10 plus your interface. What?
13.
13? All right, 13.
And I'm looking for also the controls for the spider bots, along with what we're there for.
Yeah, gotcha. But okay, so yeah, you guys are there to turn off the spider bots because you're potentially your fixer. Actually, Homie is the one who sent you on this job. He wants you guys to turn off the bots. He's potentially going to pawn them off, and then the bots are protecting a like bunker, so there's potentially some more supplies in that bunker. Homie wants those supplies to again sell it off to the highest bidder or whatever.
Sounds good.
All right, so Pathfinder, that's right. Map, reveal, net architecture. The higher, the more you learn. This tells you generally what is in the net architecture you have just broken into, but not the DV of anything. All right. So 13. That's a pretty good roll. So.
Hurry up, come on, let's do it. Get done, come on.
All right. So with your
From the 1.
Pathfinder, the next level is a file. You don't know the DV of stuff. So the next level is a file. The level under that is another wisp, which is what you just ran into before this level.
Difficulty value, right? That's what
Yeah, difficulty. DV is difficulty value. And then below the wisp is 2 raven black ices.
Oh, then worse.
2 on the same level.
Yes. So that was one of your net actions, so you can...
I'm gonna go to the next level and try to decode the file. ID the file.
Yeah, alright. Yep, go ahead and roll interface. Fuck. What does the file...
Oh my fuck.
Okay, I'll get them all out now. It'll be great.
Let's hope so. We might be kicking
So
this
5.
5. Unfortunately, you are not able to break into the file. So you still have one more net action.
And I can't do that one again this turn, but I can try again next turn, right?
I think you can actually... Yeah, you can do ID again this turn. It's like slide. Slide you can only do once per turn.
Okay, ID. Hopefully better than a 1. 9. So 13 total.
13. All right, you're able to bust into the file. The file contains the patrol routes of the drones, and then the time that they swap to basically dock and charge. So there are 2 drones on patrol right now, but there's another 2 sitting in the bunker charging.
Okay. I relay this message to this information to my partner. I download it, which is, I think, a reflexive action, so it doesn't take any of my points.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Should I have one more turn this action?
So you did Pathfinder and 2 IDs, so that would be that turn.
Okay.
So...
Okay, let's see. I am going to use the program Armor.
Okay.
It just goes into effect, right?
Yes, I believe so. And that's like one of your net actions.
Yeah, the res is 7, lowers all brain damage you would receive by 4 as long as this program remains rezzed. Only 1 copy of this program can be running at a time.
Nice.
And it can only be used once per net run.
All right. So yes. What would you like to do now?
Okay, so I am gonna go to the next level.
Okay, going down to the wisp. All right, so...
Is there something I can do to try to avoid the wisp?
Okay, so... When you encounter enemy black ice lying in wait in an architecture, you roll interface plus any speed bonus, you don't have one active, plus d10 versus the black ice's speed plus d10. If it beats your check, you suffer its effect immediately. It's then placed into the initiative queue at the top, one number above the entity with the previous highest initiative. On each of its turns, it will attack the net runner once rolling, blah, blah. I mean, I would say it would be certain programs, but what those programs are, like Shield seems like a good one at the moment. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's like if you know you're about to run into a black ice, you kind of like you can't use slide preemptively. It says so you can't just like automatically fucking dodge the thing. But yeah, I'm not I'm not sure. That's a good question, but I think it's like even if you know there's a trap ahead, it seems like you gotta kind of just like walk into it. You just gotta hope your slide check getting away from it is good.
Alright, so I'm going to the next level.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I'm going to
The next one
SP level.
going down, so to the Wisp. Alright, so yeah, interface plus D10, and then I make a speed roll for the Wisp. Alright, I got 6.
I got 7.
Alright, so I think what you can do is
I got 8.
you still have like 3 actions this turn, right?
Yeah, can I deactivate the wisp?
You can attack it with like a program.
With zap, or I have sword. Zap is just an action and it doesn't
Yeah.
require program.
Sword. Yeah, sword is a good anti-program attacker. So yes, you could either attack it with sword, hopefully de-res the thing, or you can just use slip and try to get by it.
I'm gonna use slip and try to get by it.
Okay. Or slide. Okay.
So I
Programs,
got
perception.
11.
All right, it got a 7, so it doesn't see you, so you can move down 1 more level.
Okay.
All right. So now the Ravens will roll for initiative. So yeah, make a contested roll against the Ravens. I got a 6 on the Ravens. You got 11. All right, so you can act before them. So you've already used slide this turn, so you can't use it again. So you would potentially have to attack.
Two actions.
So moving floors costs no actions. Like
Yeah,
if
but I used a program. I used slide.
right, okay, so you have 1 more action, so you can attack at least one of the Ravens and potentially mitigate some of the damage that's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a sword on the closer one.
There's no range. It's like I said, it's just an elevator. Like you come to a fucking square box room, and there's either like fucking goddamn, what are they called? Like the drawers with files in them, the filing cabinets, or it'll be like you just see a fucking digital apparition of this like raven creature.
Yeah, I'm just picturing how it looks in Cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the net in this, in the Time of the Red, is definitely a lot different than it is in 77.
Okay, rolling.
And I think you get an extra +1 with sword. It has like an attack bonus, I believe. Yes.
So that would be
9. Alright, so attacking programs, how does that work? Defense. Okay, black ice. Attacking black ice. How does... God damn it. I should have read into this a little more. Okay. Yes. I think I just roll defense for it, and it doesn't have the greatest of defense, so... Alright, what'd you get?
9.
9. I got 8, so you go ahead, roll 3d6.
D6. 9.
9. Alright. Decent amount of damage, but it is still rezzed. So, the two ravens. Attack. I think now they make attack rolls to try to hit you. So I think you make an interface check to try to dodge. All right. All right, what'd you get on your interface?
12 total.
All right, I got a natural 10, so I got 19. You only have shield running currently, correct? That's
I
a
have armor running. So
armor.
by 4.
So the Raven deactivates your shield or your armor and then deals 1 damage direct to your brain. And then the other Raven will try to make its attack. I got a 6 on the second Raven's attack.
And I got a 13.
Alright, so you managed to dodge the second Raven. Alright, so now it is your turn once more.
Okay. I'm going to use slide.
Slide, alright.
10.
Alright. You managed to slip by the Ravens.
Okay. I'm going to use Pathfinder.
Okay. 12. Alright. So the next node below you is a control node for one of the drones. Just below that is a floor with a killer and a skunk. And then the final floor has the control node for the second drone.
Okay. I am going to go to the next level.
Okay.
And I'm going to do control on the control node.
Alright, go ahead and roll interface.
And I rolled a 9.
Alright, you are able to gain control of the control node and of the spider droid.
I deactivate it.
Alright. You see it like scuttling around the front porch of the building, and then it dips right into the front door where it sees you and Barrett, and right as it's about to turn on its machine guns and let loose, you shut it off.
Just in the nick of
Leave it
time.
to a woman. Right when it's about to be final excitement.
Right when the guns is about to fire.
Alright, so that was your first action, or your first action.
That was my third action.
Okay. Right, okay, slide, then Pathfinder. Alright, so back to the top. Nothing is aware of you at the moment. So it is your turn again.
Let me look to see what my things do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna move forward to the next level.
Okay.
Anything I can preemptively use.
Alright. So, so the killer is gonna roll. Uh-oh.
I rolled a 7.
Okay, so the killer got a 19, and then the skunk.
So I was screwed anyway.
Yeah, I got another natural 10. I'm sorry.
What did you guys?
But the skunk got lower than you, so you can act before the skunk. But the killer. Eesh, eesh, eesh. All right, you
Not my
take
turn.
12 points of damage straight to the brain from the killer.
Okay.
And then
A long nap and a hard drink. The rest of the brain cells left.
'tis your turn.
Okay. Can I use the same sword program more than once?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. I'm gonna probably not in the same turn though, right?
I think so. I think you can.
50. Okay. I have 2 programs of sword. Maybe I chose poorly doing it that way.
I guess I'll have to look into that, but I don't.
It deactivates right after I use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if that means.
I don't think it says it's like the one you said can only be. Yeah.
The armor said that 1 per run.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, I would think that you could use that multiple times. But maybe there is maybe like if the game sort of or the pre-build shit like asked you if you wanted a sword and blank and then a sword or blank.
Yeah, I could have had 3 programs of it with how they laid it out.
Huh. Interesting.
And 2 of them were a this or that.
I guess I'll have to look into that, but for now I'll just say I would say you can use it multiple times.
Okay. So I get to use 3 actions for this turn, right? Before the next guy goes?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna use which one's the heavier hitter?
The killer definitely. Robotic samurai with red eyes wielding a glowing katana.
That's not scary at all.
Versus the cartoon skunk that walks on its hind legs following the netrunner much too closely.
Pepe Le Pew. Pepe's going down.
Nice.
I'm in a relationship, Pepe. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna use sword on killer.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 5.
Alright. I got a 4. So you hit.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so 3d6s.
Yes.
So that is a 9.
9. Alright. Still rezzed, but you still have 2 more actions to dice this thing up,
Okay.
potentially.
I'm gonna sword him again.
Yeah.
7.
7. I got a 6, so yep.
That is 7 damage.
Alright. Still just barely. Like, it's glitching out a lot, but it is still
And
res.
I can use sword more than once in a turn.
Okay.
The same program.
Gotcha. So that there is a purpose to have.
Or do I want to just slide past? I think I'm just gonna try to slide past.
Alright, go ahead.
Yeah. 7, so 11.
11. Let me look at this thing's perception. Perception is jack shit. That is a 9. So you are able to slip past it. Alright, so that was your 3 actions. But,
I'm gonna move to the next level.
yeah, again, nothing can see you. So yeah, you move down to the control node. You can go ahead and make a control check.
Okay. Move around. Control.
All right, you are able to gain control of the second drone and turn it off.
I bring it closest to us and turn it off.
All right. All right. After that, you jack out of the system. I would assume you tell Barrett you've got them both off. You two are then able to search the property unhindered. Um, Barrett finds the bunker in a sort of hillside, and he just with his uh, cool cybernetic metal arms, he rips it open. We're in! Barrett cheers as he pries the bunker door open. The two of you quickly rush in and start perusing the innards. You find a bunk bed with a desk that has a control terminal. Sitting motionless in a dusty chair is a skeleton. Empty beer bottle in its bony grip. Hey, come check this out! Barrett yells from somewhere in the bunker. You head in the direction you heard the call and find him. The solo is currently expecting one of many firearms stored in a series of lockers. He tosses the guns to you as he flips through some of the other lockers. As he turns around a corner in this storeroom, he yells, "Holy shit!" You follow after him to see two more spider drones docked in charging stations. We hit the jackpot with this place. I'll get in contact with Homie. Tell him to send someone over to get the to give this place a once over. You go and get out of here. I'll hold down the fort. You head topside after a job well done, and just as you're imagining what to do with the money, your agent sounds off from your hip as you receive a call from your fixer, Homie.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, hello. How are you doing this evening?
Doing pretty good.
I need to use the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
Right. Right on.
Yeah.
No one wants to tell me what they're actually doing, so I'm
Well,
pretty
you
happy
know
about
what I'm
this
doing.
discussion,
You
please.
just got a call saying it went great.
Oh no, I got him on the other line. I prefer you. Anyhow. So, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing tonight? You got any plans?
Well, I was gonna go celebrate. Do you have anywhere good to celebrate at?
I think I do. What's the name? What's that place again? God damn it.
We're talking
The
about
the
the
no-
no-tell
how about the
motel.
yeah? How about we come to the No-Tell Motel at 2200, and I promise we'll have something fun for you to do there.
Sounds like a plan. See you then.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. I hang
So
up.
nice.
Sounds like that
Holler.
one.
Well, some of us have to be civil.
Sounds like that one gay Baton Rouge dude from a movie, and I can't remember what the fuck it was. Have to look that up.
I've never heard of a Baton Rouge movie before. It's very much Marilyn Monroe, but just think of like sexy gay black man, and it would super sexy. Super.
Alrighty. So, you all gather outside the No-Tell Motel at 2200 hours as instructed by Mr. X. Alright, so this is the crew. Mr. X asks, taking one final drag from his vape pen. Then let's get in there.
There?
What?
Mr. X? I thought he said, oh, I
Yeah,
misunderstood.
yeah, he's there.
He showed up. Okay, cool.
As Mr. X leads you into the hotel, you all head up to the third floor. Then you're led to room 316, where Mr. X gives a knock. The door is answered by a straight-laced man of Asian descent, dressed in a neat black suit. As you all flood into the room, you see a woman standing at the back of the room near the balcony. The woman of deep maroon hair turns from the lights of the city and to all of you. Her heels click on the tile floor as she takes a couple steps forward towards you all. Thank you all for coming, the woman begins speaking. Her tone is silky, but the focus in her cat-like yellow eyes commands an air of authority and respect. My name is Minamiya Marie. My associates and I are members of Arasaka. As I'm sure most of you are aware of, Arasaka has been pushed out of nearly every country after the events that took place within Night City 22 years ago. As such, if Arasaka were to dispatch even a small detail of security operatives to the center of the states, there would be too much suspicion cast on the company. It is for this reason I've decided to hire freelancers for this mission. Now, first and foremost, before we begin this briefing, I want to make one thing clear. If at any point you get caught or anyone asks questions about who you're working for, you found this job on your own. You have no connection with Arasaka. This will be reflected even in the way we pay you. We can't just go transferring major sums of money to a bunch of random edge runners. Again, too many questions. So, if there's something you might be looking for in particular, money, guns, drugs, women, whatever it be, just speak to my associate and we will help you find what you're looking for. Like with the money, we can't just give it to you, but if you say wanted to start your own private army, I just might know where to find a stash of weapons and armor to help such an endeavor. Completing this job as requested and will make it worth your while, I promise. And who knows, I might need help from edge runners like yourselves in the future. Now, on with the briefing. A few months ago, one of our corporate spies retrieved some data from Militech's servers. In the data, we learned about a small armor company that was being funded by Militech during the Fourth Corpo War. We also learned this little company in Superior, Wisconsin, was working on a special kind of tech, the Casting Liquid Zero Station, codename CL0ST, or Closet. This is a special tech that uses high vibration frequencies and a special gel to create clothes. The casting process of the machine creates a membrane, almost like a second skin. The outfit remains liquid, which makes it nearly tear-proof, or even if it is damaged, it is self-repairing because of its constant fluid state. This has applications not only in the public sector, but also the private. The potential for fluid, self-repairing spacesuits could be in high demand among the high riders and such. Now, to the details of the job. Superior Armor Tech, the company that developed the Closet, went under a couple years after the war. So the prototype they developed is still sitting in their company building. However, a few years ago, a local corpo's nuclear reactor went off, turning most of the city into a hot zone. We believe this is the reason Militech hasn't tried to retrieve the experimental tech. Too much risk for the payout. However, their loss will be Arasaka's gain. So, I would like your team to travel to the Armor Tech's research facility and receive the prototype Closet and all the research data on the tech. The Armor Tech company was provided a highly advanced server to store their data on. The server is heavily encrypted to protect Militech secrets. However, in preparation for this job, my company has done some intel gathering to help you succeed. We've learned of a man by the name of Scott Darrence. He works for a company called Pacific Rim Programs, a net architecture designing firm. Pacific Rim belongs to Militech, and Scott has a briefcase provided to him by Militech. The case is a decryptor. If you manage to get your hands on this decryptor, your job will become that much easier. Not to say you won't still need a net runner if there is one among you. The building is likely being protected by drones linked to a separate architecture. Finally, we have transportation. I've hired a nomad family called the Blood Pack to provide extra security. Now, only a few members know who has hired them. So remember, no matter what, no one outside this room ever finds out about this meeting. Once you have the prototype and data, contact Mr. X. From there, we will arrange an exchange. Oh, and as an added bonus, if you manage to finish this job by the end of the month, I'll pay for your current living arrangements. Now, I believe the Bud Pack's leader, Alpha, had some requests for this job as well. I suppose you should speak to him to find out what to do next. If you have any further questions, Mr. X has the details of the job. Now, if you'll excuse me. She then begins to leave. Marie gives a polite bow to you all and quickly leaves with her assistant. Mr. X pushes himself off the wall he was leaning against and says, "All right, now that the Arasaka pencil pushers are gone, there was one thing I wanted to go over with you guys. Once you've got the tech and the data into Night City, bring the prototype to me at Outer Haven. I'll set up a meetup with her, and you guys will bring her the data. Tell her I'll deliver the prototype once I know everything's kosher. I don't suspect she'll do anything foul, but I trust that chromed up bimbo as far as I can throw her. And if she does try to kill you guys when this is all over, then that means she would have done the same to my team, and that don't sit well with me. But like I said, I doubt she'll do that to try to off you guys after the job. But better safe than sorry, though. Now, I'm gonna get out of here unless you guys have any questions. Are you asking me if? I mean,
Where's the Darren's?
Scott Darrence.
Yeah.
Um.
Or do you have any leads?
Yes. As Marie alluded, he works for a company known as Pacific Rim. Uh, go talk to the Alpha of Blood Pack. I believe he has a guy who's sort of sifting through all the things you guys are gonna need for this job.
Okay.
All right, you kids have fun now. With that, Mr. X leaves. Are you guys just gonna follow up what he said? Go speak to Alpha with the Blood Pack.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds
So.
like the best plan to make.
After introductions?
I mean, yes, if you guys want to like introduce each other, do a little bit of cross role playing and stuff like that, by all means. I don't want to take that from you.
Everybody, this is everybody. Sorry, I feel rude for not introducing. I don't care.
Scarlet. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Anybody? No?
Unless I'm patching you.
But that was. I'm sorry. That was an implied. This is you. This is you. This is you.
Oh, yeah, and I guess we mentioned I'm a rocker boy. I don't know if that's how I put it, but working
You would
in
say
character.
that.
Rocker lass.
I'm a rocker lass. Yeah,
I'm
right.
a rocker lad.
Getting my message out to the man.
He's famous, just
Bring
not
it
wealthy.
down to the man.
I'm Spider. I'm mostly net run. Sounds like that'll come in handy.
Don't damage your brain too much.
Well, I'm Emmett. I suppose I'll be the guy who's patching you up. So don't be stupid or piss me off.
That was
Sounds like a challenge.
I'm here. That's all you need to know.
Feeling?
Go right ahead.
I had a nurse that at my school. Never mind.
Not that kind of nurse.
Point out, Shadow. You over in the corner. Who you?
I'm here.
Nice.
I am he who shall not be named.
What he did.
Here. That's all you need to know.
Touche.
All right, All Might.
Carry on and walk out the fucking door.
All right. All right. So, you all gather together at the Blood Pack's camp. I'm sorry, this is going to get real expositional again, so try not to fall asleep on me. All right.
I like word usage there is top notch this evening.
Thank you. I've only been preparing this for like 2 fucking years now. You all gather together at the Blood Pack's camp and speak with Alpha. He tells you to follow him as he leads you to the container home belonging to Ratchet. This nomad is the pack's general tech and quartermaster. If your ride is making a funny noise, he's the guy to call. If you need a resupply of your pre-pack, Ratchet's got your back. But in this situation, he's playing his other role. You see he has a massive table set in the middle of the room. One of the walls has a cork board pinned with a map of Night City, photos, notes, and scribblings. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, he motions his arm out, to the Nerve Center. Before we proceed, I just want to make one thing clear. Alpha cuts in. Everyone in this room are the only people that know who we're working for. Aside from the old fixer, of course. So let's keep it that way. The other members of the pack are only being paid to cover the transport of the cargo. You guys are going to have to take the big risk, and that's why you're getting paid the big bucks. Anyways, I'm going to observe quietly from the back now.
Wait, was that Mr. X again?
No, that was Alpha. He is the leader. He is the alpha of the Blood Pack.
Hey, Matter, real quick. Are we gonna have a chance for some Q&A with Alpha in a non-public setting?
I mean,
This is pretty private.
yeah, this is you guys are inside of Ratchet's container home. It's been closed, like, for the most part. Alpha just said only us in this room know about what's being discussed. So this.
I didn't know who was. I'm sorry. Anyway, I would ask him what he thinks about. What do you think about this fix-up? This mystery fix-up. I know it.
Mr. X?
Batman as far as I could throw him either.
Mr. X, I mean, that guy's, he's been through a lot. I hear he became a rocker boy back in, like, 2013 after his dad went cyber psycho, so he wanted to try to bring him, like, a message towards that. And then, he came down to Night City in the 2020s, got caught up in the Fourth Corporate War. I heard he did some solo work. He, like, the guy's been around. Now he's enjoying his retirement as a fixer, from what I understand.
All right. I accept. Thank you.
Hazmat suits? Yeah.
All right. Ratchet smiles, rubbing his palms together. Now, this Minamiya woman has provided us with general specs on the tech. So, we'll need a decent hauler to transport the cargo. However, we can't use one the pack already has. Secrecy is the name of the game for this job. That means we'll have to obtain a chuck for this job, which we'll dispose of after. After a quick search, I've found 2 targets that fit the bill. Our unfriendly rivals, the Steel Vaqueros, have a modified Tatra they call the Shai Khulud. You ask me, someone in their camp watched a little too many David Lynch flat films. It was a book before that, Alpha calls from the back. Huh? Ratchet cups an hand to his ear. The flat film you're talking about, it was a book first. Really? Never mind, Alpha waves. Just keep going. Right. Anyway, this vehicle has been modified, like I said. Its off-road specifications will make it an excellent choice for the journey through the Dust Bowl. However, it is also a very unique build, meaning if we run into technical problems along the way, it could sink the whole venture, which is why our second target might be the better choice. There's a couple of Arasaka convoys that run along the western coast from here to the Pacific Confederation. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What's this crazy tech thinking? We're working for Arasaka. Why would we rip them off? But that's the beauty of the plan. See, no one would think the guys who attacked Arasaka would be the ones working for them. And these convoys usually run 2 or 3 trucks. They won't do as well as on the trip as the Shai Halud, but we'll have more than one. So let me know which one you want to go after. I'll send some scouts out. And no, we can't do both jobs. We don't need Arasaka and the Steel Vaqueros trying to come after us looking for their lost property. Next, your team will be going into Superior to get hands on the tech and its data file. As I'm sure Minamiya covered this, but the city is now a hot zone after a Corpo's reactor went off. We can't be sure how far the radiation is spread, but better safe than sorry, especially when it comes to radiation. To that end, I suggest you folks get enough radiation suits to protect your team and any extra drivers you might take in with you. Now, I haven't been able to find any good intel on that front yet, but I figure that Mr. X, that fixer, Mr. X, also has a stake in the completion of this mission. Maybe you can talk to him about setting up a night market. I'm sure he knows someone that can get some hazmats for sale, but if you want to just buy them, you'll probably need to look for some job to get some EBS. Next, we have the Militech Decryptor. Minamiya has provided us some of the specs on this Scott Darrance guy. He's a net runner that works for Pacific Rim Programs, a net architecture programming company. Scott has been contracted to make the architecture for an apartment complex in Pacifica called Tropica Palace. He works 9 to 5, Monday through Fridays. Easy spot to find him, but not an easy spot to hit him. From Minamiya's reports, the guy never parts with the decryptor, and it makes sense. That thing could be worth millions to the right person. But Scott is a smart man. He has a constant guard of Militech security watching him day and night. They're probably watching out for that case more than him. Now, if you're not inclined to hit the guy at work, you can try where he lives. From the intel, it would appear he is staying at Santilo Motel in Rancho Coronado. Or you could try following the guy after work to scope out any other places that might serve as good ambush or whatever. And finally, the runners. They've been told to acquire new rides for this mission and stash them till the job. However, the pack's supply of guns and ammo is looking as burned out as the center of Night City. Alpha has expressed a desire to rearm before setting off on this job. Also, we don't have a layout of the armor company's facility. The prototype could be easily accessible from a loading bay or in the center of a warehouse-sized building with 100 rooms in between. But that's not a problem plenty of C4 won't fix. So there you have it. We need a truck, enough hazmat suits for your crew, Darrance's black box, and finally, weapons, ammo, and explosives. Oh, right. One thing I recommend before you folks get started is to get some new threads and masks, something outside your usual style, nothing too obvious, or maybe you guys go with some kind of team uniform, some gang colors. So when people are running and shooting up, when you guys are running and shooting up Arasaka, the Steel Vaqueros, or God who knows else, they'll be looking in the wrong direction. Classic Kansas City shuffle. With that all covered, any questions?
Yeah, absolutely. So just to be clear on the for gameplay purposes, like when you said discretion, was that like a guideline? I'm of the mind to propose something, but I don't know if it's gonna like. I mean, is there gonna do we need to be ninjas or something? Are we gonna leave a slight bread trail as we go along? I think maybe especially if we're gonna steal some suits or something from Militech, who
Me
we're
too.
going to kind of thing. Anyway, you know what? My proposal is we disguise ourselves as Arasaka and then go hose Militech for everything. But I mean, I realize you said we can't get the vehicles from both places.
Well, the thing is that if we were to go in as Arasaka, it would make it so we wouldn't get paid.
Yes, Arasaka is essentially trying to not, like, make a scene, and then you guys go and make a scene.
We go in as Militech.
But we ain't getting paid though either way. And is there
Well, if we do the job, we're getting paid.
these are favors? Well, they're favors that we get or something.
Yeah, but we're still getting something out of it.
I
It's
agree.
what our favor's gonna have a monetary value, and I mean, it might be more secure than the Eddie right now.
Right. I agree. I agree. But I'm also of the opinion that we could talk our way around that if we need to. This just so happened to be the way to do it. You wanted it, we got it. Here it is. As long as we give them what's that's what I'm getting to the bottom of. Where's the subtext beyond I mean behind the discretion thing?
If you get caught,
This is
Denied.
this company is
Militech.
okay. I guess here what I call this campaign is the Expendables. Do with that information what you want.
Okay, so perfect. We're not from Arasaka, okay? We're just a group of street thugs, technically, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they picked up.
Yeah.
So
We could still steal
deniability right there.
Arasaka and
hopefully doing that in a way that we can wrangle up some eddies, cause
Eddies is cash, correct?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Euro dollars, Euro bucks.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That
yeah.
works.
The
That
book
works.
refers to them usually between either eddies or eds, eddies,
Yes.
Okay.
and Cyberpunk calls them eddies
So
in
from
game.
from the way I see it is Kurgani, we have a target, and what we need to do is cover that distance, gain the supplies we need, i.e., weapons, ammo, suits, and also recover this box that we need to go there. Now we can take it from we can get our vehicles from two sources, which is who we're working for and not who we're working for. And then the box is automatically coming from the guy who we're working for. So that's a big distinction right there.
Now, what was the reason that we weren't wanting to go after the rival group for the car?
So they have one specialty made truck. It is good in off road, so it's better for the trip, but it is one vehicle that is specially made the way it is. So if you run into some sort of technical problem with the truck along the way, like that is how you transport the closet. So if you don't have a truck to transport the closet, you don't have a fucking job at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah, it's
And
because we
none
didn't
of
take
us are
that.
techies.
Yeah, we didn't take that.
Pardon me?
You're a med tech, but you're not a tech.
Doctors.
You can work on
Doctors work
robots.
on cars all the time. I'd like to. It's like the same thing. That
Maybe
maybe
we can
doctor
take a
looks at you,
Ford on the
he
fucking
sees a
stick.
fucking car, probably a Ford Escort. 'Cause
I
that's
mean,
what
you know, you do have a point. This is cyberpunk where people are like half machines, so they probably look about the same as a fucking car when you pop the hood.
For the sake of the rules, no. But yes, I agree. It's a technical
Yeah.
modification, and what are you? Wait, you're tooting your own horn over there, aren't you, Matthew?
All right. So what's our
That
priority
gave you a
here?
dirty look.
Well,
You being loud.
I mean,
What's
what's
smartest to go for
okay? So if
first,
we
eh?
need a tech, why don't we go? If we, don't knock the option to use the high speed bulldozer that we're not going to need after this campaign, right? I mean, after this part.
Ratchet said they were going to dispose of the truck after.
Can we
Okay,
phone in?
cool. So
Can we
let's go
phone in
get him.
and see?
Yeah. Let me
Can we
wait. What?
also hire like a shitty tech or something to
Yeah,
come
there you
along?
go. That's what I'm saying.
Ratchet is the PAX tech, so he can potentially cover your guys' techie needs, but for a cost.
You think he can? Can he cover like fixing this truck? Or is it high maintenance? I guess. Or
He has the potential, but like he I want to like make clear that like this is a very jury rigged fucking truck. Like it's like a Vizio TV. Like they made parts work with each other that weren't supposed to work with each other, but it's a fucking functioning truck. And to say that you take one of those parts and replace it with the exact same thing and you'll get a fucking working truck again, that's what's potentially in the fucking air.
So he can. So it's not a Honda then.
so I'd like to ask then, what in a
It's
perfect world, what
Chris's
he
car
would prefer.
call. It's one of them.
Um. Yeah. Wait. Let's all
Both. Whatever.
talk to Ratchet though.
Okay, so you ask what Ratchet would prefer, and he's like, I mean, nothing beats just streamlined, universal parts fitting together corporate design, but I mean, just the exciting challenge of seeing what is holding that shy Halud together just has a certain bubbliness in my gut, you know?
All right, I got your personal opinion. You want the fucking beater.
You're fucking compulsive, aren't you, man?
What, me?
Maybe.
No.
I.
No.
I want the beater too. Sounds like it has character.
Sounds like a
All
real
right. Well,
fucking piece of work.
so he's interested then. That's what I gather. I mean, I think Tip. Thanks for bringing that up because I glossed over that one, but that's only because I'm
Yeah, I just feel like it'd be better to go after them than Arasaka. Because Arasaka's gonna act like we're not working for them because they're not gonna know.
Man, fuck Arasaka. I'll be right back.
Yeah, stay the fuck away from Arasaka.
I don't feel like picking 1,000 bullets out of y'all's asses.
Yeah. I'd love to fuck with them, but I'm also, you know.
Do we have the means to do such a thing at this time?
I.
I agree. There is a time for everything. I just saw a golden opportunity to be like triple agents.
It's like, yeah, level 1 characters. Let's fuck with the biggest fucking corporation in the world.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. That's the point. We don't. We,
No, I'm just.
fucking
I'm a
with
smart
us.
businessman,
Start World War Four.
Yeah, Corporate War 5.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have my campaign like be as canonical to like following into 2077, but who knows? You guys might end up killing fucking Saburo on your own.
It's my dream to
I guess
follow
we'll
all.
see. Hey, I got another question. Can I use my agent while I'm
Oh,
speaking?
fair, yes.
Yeah, because you have like your agent AI, which can like do conversations for you.
Okay, cool. I want to start utilizing my little Google search function in that case as well.
Okay.
That time has passed actually. So. Oh my God, Google's talking to me over here. Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Fuck up. He's like, yeah, I'd love to help, but you'll have to.
All right, so on the front of weapons and ammo, Samson, your character, a couple days back, you were talking to the PAX demolition expert, Ajax, and he said he like, because that was the talk around the pack, was that their like the supplies were running low, that they needed to find some fucking weapons and ammo. So Ajax was kind of looking into that, and Ajax he thinks he found something solid to potentially get some weapons. So you guys can talk to Ajax on that lead, and then Kurt, you a couple weeks back, you got some intel from a net runner that works for you. They basically gave you, they were doing another job. They found this subsidiary information and they passed it off to you with the promise that they get a 10% cut of whatever is sold from what you find basically. But she gave you the route of an automated shipping container ship that is going to pass by real close to Night City. Like, it's going to be real easy, like inflatable fucking rafts, go out into the sea and hop on this thing and potentially take control of it. But it is a container ship full of fucking weapons. So you have that lead on weapons. Samson, you have a lead on weapons. You have your choice between the two.
These are all the references that happened earlier to each player individually, right?
This
From what?
okay, so this, I did not give you this information on the weapons before.
I mean, like, a couple times you referenced while the other the rest of the party was going through their junk, that I may want that, or she may want that, or that dude, like all these other discoveries that we made along the way individually. Do those play into this?
Yes, like the two dudes that fucking Matt patched up, those are potentially allies you guys can use at like a further. You're muted.
Me?
Josh is.
Was the other dude's name's Biggs?
Yes, it was Biggs and Wedge.
I didn't pick that up. That was subtle.
No, it's actually originally Star Wars, Josh.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, true. True, good point. Sorry, yeah.
Wedge Antilles and Biggs Darklighter.
Yeah.
I even remember their full names.
Nice.
Fucking dork.
We are sitting here playing tabletop RPGs in the middle of the night. You can't call people dorks.
I know the definition of dope, speaking of which.
All right, so what is What do you guys want to go after first?
Well, no, no, no.
All right. So
What's a
what's a base sense of this? Like, what's the smartest thing to go through to?
Okay, so yeah, there is no deadline. What?
all right?
Yeah. No, tactically.
There is potentially no deadline. Like this tech is sitting in an abandoned warehouse that Militech in their like in the file that Arasaka got, basically Militech basically labeled it as low priority, meaning like they have no intention to go after it in the foreseeable future. So you guys could take a fucking year potentially to complete this job. But yeah, I'll get to it. But Minamiya offered a bonus to pay for your current living arrangements out of her own pocket if you complete this job before the end of the month. Yes.
So what would
So,
bullet points?
you need a truck.
Yeah.
You need hazmat suits for everyone that's going into the city.
Super smart. Yeah.
You need Scott Darrence's Militech decryptor. And then weapons and ammo for the pack to use on the drive to Superior, Wisconsin.
I like weapons and ammo first because that also gets us weapons and ammo first. Yeah.
So there's
Pretty
weapons
Agreed.
and ammo.
Pretty
Okay, so there's
straightforward,
weapons
we
and
all
ammo
agree.
off the coast. Okay, that's a huge distinction.
That is okay.
I'll
No,
swim.
good point. Good point.
Ship. Okay, so
Uh,
there's what was the alternate location?
So, Kurt, you know the boat, the automated ship, will be swinging by close to Night City on the 24th of February. It is currently the 2nd of February.
Oh shit. So you mean 22 days from now?
Yes, 22 in-game days. So, you guys have a bit of time before those weapons and ammo arrive.
God damn.
Samson, though,
hold on. Can we get some backstory on that? What does this entail? Is this a floating fucking
so it's a automated shipping container ship. It is on an automated route, and it's just following that route. It's route based on like the Netrunner's calculations after she got the information. She basically calculated that its route would have it coming real close to the coast, just north of Night City on the 24th. So, Homie has its entire route. It's just going to be the easiest to hit it on the 24th. If you guys can find the right kind of transportation to take you out to open sea and go after the thing, different fucking story. But on the 24th, what?
Okay.
No, it's just.
Can I stop both of you real quick? Can I stop both of you real quick?
Yes?
What our party needs is like weapons, option one, option two. Transportation, option one, two, three, four. That's what we need right now, so this doesn't get really complicated.
Okay, so.
That's what everybody wants to figure out.
So, you, Kurt, you have the intel on the shipping container ship. The easiest time for you guys to get it with your current resources is potentially on the 24th. Unless you guys can scrounge up some other way to get a boat out on the open sea to try to go after this container. For the foreseeable future, you guys can't try to hit this boat until the 24th. Samson has another lead if you guys go talk to one of the pack members known as Ajax. He has a lead on weapons, potentially. Then you have the...
That's all we know. It's just he has a lead, right?
Yes. Samson, like, I would assume that Samson, like, as you guys are in this discussion, he'd be like, hey, one of the pack members, he has a lead on weapons. We can go talk to him. So then... those are your two leads on weapons currently. You guys can still look around. Like, Josh, if you wanted to call up Rin right now and be like, hey, you said you wanted to prove you were the biggest fan. Where can I find some fucking AK-47s? What?
How about Samson go talk to Ajax, you call Reen, and then we come back with this information and then make a choice. Is that possible?
I'll wait to phone my friend until we figure out whether this other situation works.
So then...
So okay, so before we do that though, can we
Yes, I was trying to I was trying to lay it all out. Um, Ratchet told you about the Shy Halud, um, or the Arasaka convoy. He is going to send out scouts. So basically, you tell him which one you want to go after. He's going to set out scouts to recon the best way around going getting what you guys are trying to get.
Yeah, I'm muting myself. So go ahead and continue.
That's basically it. You tell Ratchet which of the trucks you want to go after. He's gonna send out scouts, and then in a couple days, he'll be like, "Hey, go meet them here." They'll tell you.
Which one do we want to go after?
He sounded partial. The dude sounded partial to the beater. So, and then
Yeah, but do we want to risk not being able to fix it?
he
I
could still
think the
fix it. It just
implication,
might be
the
difficult,
implication is, yeah,
right?
we might be
Yes.
fighting encounters and doing maintenance repairs at the same time, basically.
And the other part, do we want to fuck with Arasaka?
That is true.
Do
I
it.
really don't
Do
want
it.
to.
Do it. Do it. Come on, guys. Come on, do it.
Not unless we get
Number one,
assignments, eh?
she said it was discretion, and we're gonna fail the very thing she said not to fail.
Discretion, yeah, right. Like, okay, if there's any way, like I've been thinking about this, hide in plain sight. If there's any way to avoid, I don't know, but are we gonna be there? Okay, so that doesn't answer all my questions yet. Where
Okay,
did we get the
so
scouts?
you have the Shy Halud, which you guys are gonna rip off from a rival nomad gang. Like basically, this nomad gang and the Blood Pack basically have a blood feud going on. So that's kind of the reason it's also like a double whammy. Like, hey, we get a truck for this job that we're then gonna blow up who belongs to people we fucking hate. This is gonna be cool. Like that's probably Ratchet's mindset on that. So there's that. Then there's the Arasaka convoy. Those are the two truck leads that he has. Again, Josh can be like, "Hey, baby girl, you know about some fucking heavy hauler trucks I can get my hands on?" Or you, Kurt, can be like, "Hey, I know another nomad pack that's fucking trying to get rid of a truck." Like you guys also have other options, but you have those two trucks that are available to you at the moment. There is Scott Darrence, who has the Militech decryptor. You know where he works. You know where he lives. So you can potentially use that information on him to get the
Alright,
decryptor from.
as soon as we hit up that dude, Militech's gonna be tipped off to what we're. At least they're gonna be curious about what they're doing. Now all they have to do is canvas the town for a couple minutes. Like, oh, they got some hazmat suits, bam. Or what are they trying to? Damn, Halud just got knocked off. How are we to know that these footprints aren't gonna lead back?
That is why Ratchet suggested like a team uniform, masks, hiding your identity as you do some of these jobs so it doesn't come back to you.
Or playing a false identity, right?
That too.
Yeah,
Alright.
so I think that we should still be looking for guns. We need cash so we can actually get these hazmat suits.
Yes, and that was another thing Ratchet mentioned. He doesn't know, like he was already looking to what resources he had. He could not find any hazmat suits from what his connection, but he said you should try talking to Mr. X. He has a stake in you guys. He probably has some kind of stake in you guys completing this mission, so he might have a lead on hazmat suits.
It sounds like at least 3 to 4 people know something they can do right now. I'm gonna call Mr. X. You should call that hooker. Samson should talk to Ajax. And
He's a massage therapist, I.
those are that's my final fucking suggestion.
I'll call her up for a loan, I guess.
Alone?
Yeah. Since we need eddies, since we need some fucking cash.
Jeez, man. You are not the healthy kind of relationship person. All right, so you're calling Rin. Kurt, you're calling Mr. X.
Correct.
And then Samson is going off to talk to
No,
Ajax.
I think he's pissed. So like,
What?
he can do what he wants. No. He never said that he was agreeing to that. That
Yeah,
was just
fair. All right. So.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. So
I don't ever talk to no Ajax.
All right. So, Kurt, You call. You call Mr. X.
For hazmat suits and then possible.
All right. He answers the phone and he's like, yeah, who's this?
You know who this is.
All
I
right.
imagine there's not many people talking like that in Central
Well, what do you want? What do you need?
I know it's a little soon, but we ran into some hiccups.
All
You
right.
want us to do this?
Is this
Obviously,
does this have something to do with the hazmat suits your rocker boy was talking about?
absolutely. And if you could throw in like a gun with maybe a couple bullets, that would be appreciated and an understatement.
Bullets and the guns. That'd be
I can set up a night market, and I think I know a guy who has some hazmat suits for sale. But if you guys aren't looking to buy, I might have another job for you where you can get your hands on some free hazmat suits.
Well, how about that? And in my understanding, it's option one or option two.
Essentially, yes, you can go the easy, stupid route, get some money, pay money, and get item, or you can take Mr. X's offer for a job and maybe get some free ones at the risk of maybe taking a bullet in your ass or something.
Oh shit, Mr. X, there's someone coming around the corner. Just hold for 1 second.
That sounds like fun. Let's do it.
So
Wait, Doc,
that's
you got a
why
bullet
I
in
put
my
him on hold so we can talk. I'm looking for I'm gonna because I can talk to you guys at the same time I'm
Think
talking.
about putting one in there.
What I understand. So,
funny
So what
bullet
are we
let
doing?
pull out my ass.
we want to go for the night market or do we want to go for the
I like free.
free?
So if we go to the night market, we're gonna have to do another gig to get money to buy them. So
Gotcha.
it's doing a gig
Thank you.
either way.
Hey, Mr. X, sorry about that. We're gonna go. I mean,
Free.
I
Free.
think I will. We don't need to pay for anything because we're already doing this job that we do. So what I'm saying that I'm sorry that sounded stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Agreed on.
Swing by Outer Haven when you guys are available. I'll give you the deets to the job.
Cream.
All right. So Josh or Samson and
All
whoever.
right. Yeah. So Samson.
I have a book. I'm sure Outer Haven is in the book.
If you don't know what I'm referencing, then you probably won't figure it out. I'm kidding.
Well, you're a fucking idiot too.
All right. Yeah. All right. Samson, you head off, ask around. Like as you come out of Ratchet's place, you see Allison, the youngest member of the pack, the typical just like I don't give a shit teenage girl. You ask her if she's seen Ajax, and she kind of motions with her head off in a direction. You go that direction, and you eventually find Ajax. So yeah, he cracks open a beer, offers it out to you. He's like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
I'm trying to find some guns.
Yeah, ain't we all, brother? Ain't we all? Nah, I know what you mean. I think I got something on that front. So there was this poser gang that was scrounging around the docks. I don't have where exactly it's written down, but I will get you that information. This poser gang was messing around the docks. They found they were scrounging through one of the abandoned container ships there, and they found some decent stuff. At least I assume it's decent because a couple days later, Maelstrom came in and pushed them out, and then they set up their own sort of little security detail there. So if those chrome junkies are sniffing through the place, there's got to be something decent there. So we might be able to get something on that front.
Nice. Okay. Well, let me know when you figure it out.
He tells you like the location, like so if you wanted to go scout it out, like see how entrenched these maelstrom are, like to ready.
Wow. So you in real life have to have it written down somewhere.
Yes. I know where in Night City it's supposed to be. I just didn't write it down in my current notes, so I just need to yes, he knows where it is, and he can tell your character where it is, so you can go there. But I just don't have the actual name of the place written down at the moment. That's the only problem.
You know, the place.
Also,
Yes, place road on the corner of uh uh
There and over here.
there and over here. Yeah, I like it. No, I'm gonna go into Cyberpunk 2077 tonight, and I'm gonna find the exact street that it's gonna be at.
He's gonna print out the map, and it's gonna be on the screen.
It's like right here, this ship. But this is like 40 years, 30 years later. Yeah, it's not this ship, but so yes, he tells you where you can like scope out the container, see where how entrenched the maelstrom is. But yeah, he has given you that information. Josh, you phone Rin.
And mushy.
Pero.
Sorry, I blame Matt.
Um,
Ringtone now.
so you call Rin.
I like your ringtone.
It goes to voicemail.
I've still got that one.
It goes to voicemail, Josh.
Oh. Okay. Even more disappointing. You know, leave a
Who did you
that's
just
sad,
have a
depressing.
voicemail with?
Don't worry about it.
I tend to worry about these things. I'm not worried.
All right. So,
Just wake me when September ends.
Mm-hmm. It's
All right.
over. It's October.
okay. So, what are you guys doing first? What?
Yeah, it's 3 days. Yeah. Carry on. Unrelated.
Yeah.
Related, yes.
Yeah. Basically, I just need to know what ends you guys want to pursue first.
I will relate in the group. I couldn't get anything on my end. Hopefully the ship called back.
Okay, so
Well, let's go scout out Maelstrom. Ajax's lead.
Is that the one on Ajax? Hell yeah, I'm down for that. Can't go wrong with fighting for weapons.
Alrighty.
Bang
Alrighty.
bang.
Bang bangs make the world go round.
Gets me my shit.
Alrighty. It is getting late. So, you guys all load up in the Nomad's car, and he kicks in the engine and begins to drive you guys off to, well, it's almost like midnight. Are you guys going to get some sleep first and then go do shit, or do you still want to do this now?
Yeah, let's do some. I still have to recover my hit points.
Yes.
yeah, I think we got people that really are on a huge time difference from us too, right?
Yes. We have 2 East Coasters, so it's past midnight for them.
3 hour time difference, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
And
almost.
I have an inner old lady,
Mm.
so I go to bed early.
This is fair. So, your characters are going to sleep. Do you guys want to take a couple days for, like, some people to heal some of the damage they've taken? I think only the Nut Runner got fucked up, but... So...
Either?
What?
Shadow was the only one. Shadow was the only other one in combat, right?
Yes.
I think it'd be legit.
Uh,
I don't know. I acted like you guys were actually gonna go out and live your lives and then spoil the whole mission when Aristotle comes in.
Yeah, I'm gonna get drunk and tell everyone about it.
all right, so Netrunner, what is your body and how much damage have you taken?
My body is 5, and I have taken
All right, so it would take 2 days for you to get to full health. Every 24 hours that you spend like not doing anything, you get a number of hit points equal to your body.
No, you're 10. A 10.
That's how a DM secretly hits on women.
All right, I'd rather not do it in front of the man that's like engaged in a partnership with her, but you know, to each their own in that shit. So yeah, so you guys are gonna take 2 days off, then come back together, and you're gonna go looking on the maelstrom. If he had a cryo tank, which he does not yet.
Sounds like we need to come up with a cryo tank.
Well, start doing missions so you guys can get some experience points, and he can start putting more levels into MedTech.
Maybe that's what I'll get for my favor. I'll give this a
I
magic.
really think that
Or shouldn't we just go out back, get drunk, and shoot each other for a while?
okay, I feel you. I feel you. We need to clean it up a little bit. I get it.
All right, so yes. And then also, are you guys going to take Ratchet's advice of getting like a team uniform or disguises or something like that?
I think
Yeah.
that's a good rocker boy, definitely.
Our ramrod.
All right. I guess that's what we'll pick up with next time. Basically, it'll be the next day. You guys are going out to like a night market. I'll just say that you set it up. Homie, you after everyone kind of comes together with their information, you tell everybody, it's like, all right, you tell them you're going to set up a night market tomorrow so you guys can get a hold of some clothes. And that is where we pick up next time. You guys split off from there, go back to your abodes, catch some Z's, and wake up for the next day to start getting ready for this job. Thank you all for joining. I hope you had a good time.
Hell yeah.
See you next week.